Hello, my name is Kiana Alexis Sally. I'm a broadcast journalism major from South Jersey.
Hi, my name is Jake McFarlane. I'm a criminal justice major from New York.
Hi, my name is Mariah Henderson. I'm a journalism major from Richmond, Virginia.
Hi, I'm Demetriana Miles. I'm a first-year political science major from Sacramento, California.
What's up? I'm Jawan Davis, and I'm a finance major from Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
The evolution of flight depends on environment, ancestors, and behaviors of individual organisms. Over time, taxons adapt to their ecosystems with the use of functional morphology. If there were no trees, an organism could hardly have been arbor. Ideally, without one species, the development of another with similar functions would not have existed. Scientists agree that wings have acceptations, morphological features that predisposes an organism to adapt a new lifestyle. An increase of their fitness will increase their survival rate. Beginning about 380 million years ago, limbs were non-existent. However, they can be found on a human, a bat, a bear, even an ant. Lobe-finned fish were the new line of fish that swam the vast oceans of the early Earth. The bones within their fins were larger for movement and more heavily weighted with muscles. Approximately 35 million years after lobe-finned surface, they gave rise to a new vertebrae with true limbs, tetrapods. Being able to dig, paddle, and eventually fly, tetrapods are the origin for those who fly amongst us today. Helping to escape predators, catch prey, migrate, protect themselves, and locate new sources to maintain life, we will touch upon 3 different groups of species involved with the evolution of flight: insects, dinosaurs, and birds. Now, the storyline we developed for you will offer you a more reasonable understanding to the fins to limbs concept.
In the beginning stages, there was a dragonfly and his name was Drake. Drake is a very interesting type of insect, being that he was one of the first flyers to ever fly across the earth. Now, some of you may be wondering how he was able to fly. That, my friends, is a question that has multiple answers. To start with, flight is basically elevation and depression, and insects have 4 different types of muscles within their bodies: the visceral, the segmental, the appendicular, and flight. Now, the flight muscle involves limbs called wings, which are the main components to an insect for flight mode. Some insects are capable of flapping their wings extremely fast so that they can move faster. For example, Drake can fly at up to 60 miles per hour. With the ability of flight, Drake has plenty of advantages over some other insects and even other animals. His flight can be used to escape predators with ease. He can also disperse into other habitats. In addition to that, it makes finding dinner much easier for our friend Drake here.
When you think of prehistoric animals, such as dinosaurs, taking flight is not the first thing that comes to mind. However, for Daisy the Dino it was. When she saw Drake the dragonfly fly overhead, she began to think about how she learned to fly herself. She then remembered that her mom told her that there are 2 theories as to how she learned to fly, and it all began when she developed feathers. These dinosaurs were called theropods, and they evolved during the Jurassic and Cretaceous periods. However, these feathers are not just for flight only. Researchers believe that dinosaurs evolved feathers as a means to keep insulated during the cold climates, also as a way to present themselves to the opposite sex. The first known dinosaurs with feathers were the Archaeopteryx and the Epidinosaurus, which appeared during the late Jurassic periods roughly 150 million years ago. The short hair-like feathers on these dinosaurs were slowly evolved into broad and flat kind, which is like the modern birds that we see today. These feathers were better suited for the trapping of air and also insulating the skin underneath. Now here are the 2 theories as to how dinosaurs learned to fly.
The first theory is the running start. The small to medium-sized 2-legged theropods of the Cretaceous period could get to top running speeds of 30 to 40 miles per hour. As they ran, their coat of insulating feathers gave them an aerodynamic bounce, helping them to do things like catch their next meal. It is believed that since well-fed dinosaurs, or those that avoided being eaten, produced more offspring, the evolutionary trend would be towards larger feathers, which provided more lift. This process happened gradually over the course of millions of years and with multiple theropods, not just a specific one. The second theory of Daisy the Dino's flight is called the tree theory. It is said that some species of feathered theropods might have lived high up in trees. Some believe that this theory of dinosaurs' evolution resembled that of a flying squirrel. Like a flying squirrel, the theory proposed that a dinosaur would glide for long distances as their feathers slowly evolved to the optimum shape and configuration. At some point, the evolutionary innovation of flappable wings would have allowed them to take to flight for indefinite periods of time. The problems with this theory, otherwise known as the arbor theory, is that it's easier to believe that dinosaurs caught flight from the ground up rather than jumping from tree to tree.
Hey guys, meet Betty the bird. Betty's a fluffy canary. She is a small, beautiful songbird in the Finch family, originating from the Micronesian islands. Just like every other bird, she has dinosaur ancestors. Daisy the dino is actually Betty the bird's great ancestor. And today we can safely declare that birds evolved from a group of dinosaurs known as the Maniraptorians theropods. Many Maniraptorians were bird-like as they had small body sizes with high metabolic rates, hollow bones, feathers. Many Maniraptorians were bird-like as they had small body sizes along with hollow bones, feathers, and high metabolic rates. There is plenty of evidence that birds evolved from this carnivorous predator that ruled the Mesozoic time period. A host of fossils have shown that not only did Maniraptorian dinosaurs resemble birds in the way that they look, they also resemble the eggs that they lay. Today, the known history of birds start with the spectacular Archaeopteryx, a jade-sized creature with 2 jaws, a long lizard-like tail, and flight feathers. Archaeopteryx lived 150 years ago in today's southern Germany. The development of wings evolved through natural selection. Mammals that could escape prey by flying became a very useful defense mechanism. So that trait started to spread rapidly through new species. One theory for the beginning of flying is the cursorial theory. Birds were first to believe to run across the ground and then began to run faster and faster until they could flap their wings and start to fly and use them as airfoils to glide. Then over time they evolved, start flying faster and harder. Now here's my partner Shakira to finish.
Signs of the skeleton, skulls, the teeth, and the tails and the wings are a variety of different ways. They alternate through every generation that has evolved. From seed eaters, sap eaters, fish eaters, and meat eaters. You see a different variety of their beak sizes, how they eat, what they eat, and everything in between. Like birds in the Archaeopteryx era, you see that the rib cages and the wing length and width, you see that it has changed, but also it has changed with the way that gravity has changed, also how their environment has changed. You can see the similarities and the differences. When it comes to their structure, every piece of them is different from what we call as our feet, from their foot all the way down to their kneecaps. Well, they don't have kneecaps. You can see that they are missing bones because they don't need them, because when they're flying, it stops them from extending or from being vertical. Also, you can see that when they're flying, that all of the wings, all of their feathers and wings are coordinated to the way that they fly. And in each direction, their feathers pushed that way. Not all birds lived during the Mesozoic era. You can see in the fossils that have been surfaced that birds, ducks, and shore birds all have the same structure. You can see that dating back to when they were and how they are now, they have the same similarities. Also, you can see when you're unlocking the evolution of flight, you see that not everything is what it seems. Also, that flying may have helped the species that exist today escape extinction, like all the other species that went extinct a long time ago.